powers and earths is the God-born Bill Universal, transmitter supreme science on earth and the universe. And this is Game Changers once again, family. Yo, I want to thank everybody that's been liking, subscribing, sharing the videos, tapping in with our independent artists, man. You know they out here working hard, giving us that good music, man, and just staying positive, you know what I mean? But without further ado, I just want to say we had to bring him back, y'all. You know, one of the most viewed interviews on the channel, you know, and I just want to say, you know, before we introduce this guy, I just want to say, when we did these interviews, man, me and Mr. Uwe, it wasn't about getting subscribers and likes for ourselves, man, because we're in a whole nother lane, as y'all see on the rest of the content. But the reason we did this, we wanted to get with the artists that we believed in and people that we knew were serious, and wanted to give them an opportunity and give them a tool that they could use, you know, to spread the word and advertise themselves on their own. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that did the interviews, shout out to everybody that watched them. And the people who did do the interviews, get out there and start sharing it more, man. Make it part of your portfolio, man, because that's what it's about when you want to get into the industry, man. But without further ado, you know, the highest viewed interview on the channel, Mr. Shared It Every Day for 60 days. Mr. Still Battle You Right Now. The infamous Kardic. What up with you, player?
What's up, man? Mic check.
Yeah, man, like I said, man, the interview did amazing numbers, man. And every time I went online, I saw you had shared it at 7 o'clock in the morning, in the evening, you know, and as I was just looking at the channel, I just saw the numbers going crazy, you know, and I was like, this is how you're supposed to use this, you know, this tool that's given to you, man, especially if you want to get into this game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
People want to hear this, like the real story, man. They get tired of like made up people making stuff up. Cause when I explain different stories, it'll be at least about 5 or 6 witnesses that was around when it happened. You know, it won't be just off the top of my head. It'd be like a few other people like, nigga, this is exactly what we did. You know, he ain't lying about that, nigga. That's how it went down.
You definitely got the cosign, man, from everybody that's from pioneers to people that's out now. You know what I mean? I definitely want to give you your flowers for that, man. But so what's been new since we did the last interview, man? Let everybody know what's been going on. Any projects or, you know, any just ideas, anything you're working on, what you cooking up?
Yeah, man. I'm really actually thinking like world domination, man. Is what I'm thinking, you know, for Dub City. I feel like it's our turn, and life is about seasons and turns. I feel like every other coast had they shot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out our way. Like, we not asking for no handout. I mean, we'll come and take it. You know, we got that take it mentality, you know, and we'll come in like that and go hard for it. You know what I'm saying? I always felt that way even when I was by myself, because I said somebody gonna follow me, somebody gonna believe in what I'm saying, and they gonna roll with me, and almost half the city roll with me.
You're right, man. You're right, man. And you know what? I just feel like just this area, the Great Lakes area anyway, it gravitates people from cities and places where you never thought anyone would want to leave from, you know. Around
Right.
here, you run into California, Florida, New York, you know, Texas, Miami, everywhere people come from, but they come here and they stay, they don't leave, man. It's crazy, you know. And when you think about it, it's plentiful out here. It's plenty of money to get, there's plenty of people and plenty of support to get, you know, if you're trying to do any type of venture, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's a fact, you know what I mean? So look, we got to first, before we go any further, man, we going to address the elephant in the room, man, from the last interview, you know, because I felt like you spoke clearly on what you said, man, but a lot of people were still confused.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Are there cardiac albums out that people can stream or obtain? And what platforms can they find them on?
Actually, I just use technically right now what I've always used was probably YouTube.
Mhm.
And I've been dealing with YouTube probably since '07, '08, you know, something like that. So that was always after MySpace, how you say it, how you could set up your videos and all
Yeah, I
that.
love
That was
MySpace.
like the first thing before Facebook ever came. You know, that was the first way to where you could put your stuff together, promote it, put it out there, visuals and what you was doing, and get out there without a record company, because independence is such an important thing nowadays.
It is.
You got to write your own script.
You have to.
You don't want somebody paying you for something you could pay yourself for. Sign yourself, produce yourself, direct
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things you need to have extra people in for. That's for sure. That's for sure, man. And speaking of that, man, and we seen your sons' careers, man, that are taking off. And buddy, you got two sons, man, coming up. Amazing videos. One of them actually went. One of your kids actually went viral with the video, man. You know, and just looking from it from that perspective, as far as the legacy you laid down, you know, and then to see your sons carrying the flag behind it, man. You know, just what's your outlook on it, man? You know, and just how what type of headspace it put you in, man.
I told them we gonna put a little project together because I feel like people be directing my sons or doing songs with them or whatever, but them is my seed, so I feel like I'm gonna do a little something with them to make it official. Cause I got this mixtape that we just get started on. It's called Sons of a Gun, to where I'm gonna exhibit them and I'm gonna push them to certain things on songs, and I'm gonna let them do what they want on the album. You know, it ain't gonna be my full direction. It's gonna be just me bombing while they flying. You know, like that mother bird when she get that bird out the nest. Once he fly, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gotta look back. You know, but as long as she make sure that he flying, you know, and yeah, they got it in them. They got that heat in them, and life is about timing. You know, it ain't everybody's time is never really at the same time. So people can say, well, oh, y'all could have did it a long time ago, but y'all got older with it. But now we wiser with it. We smoother with it. We more business app with it. You know, we can
Everybody's time
align right. Everybody can't be right now. So like if it's somebody else's turn, go ahead and get yours. I never consider myself a goat because I'm still playing.
Right, right.
I'm still playing. Like, don't say nothing goatish about me until after I'm done playing all the way. I got a few more,
but I feel like
ideas.
I feel like we can give you your flowers and call you the GOAT when it came to the lunchroom battles and the back in the high school battles, because that's part of the past. But
I had my friend tell me that you brought.
They never go back on. That's something that's just solidified.
I'm glad you brought that up because I got a friend, Renzo Dawkins, Jinx. He was telling me he remembered the time we was over there in PA. We was in Sharon the Pharaoh, and he said we was at a basement party, and he said I ate up like 4 or 5 niggas that was trying to spit at the same time, and they were just hanging with me, like they wasn't even doing nothing in the song or nothing. They were just with me, and they felt like we was a crew anyway. You know what I mean? I was like, man, like my thing was competition. It does make you better, so I had no problem in whoever it was, like. Let's do it. We're gonna figure out something sooner or later. Like, I'm ready to, let's do it. Like, we don't have to be in the lab or nothing. We could be like right down there, like in front of the damn high school at the game or whatever, I give it to you right there at the cafeteria, and I ain't even in school no more. I mean, wherever we at is what I'm saying, because when we first started, we didn't have no studio. We out on the block, we just chilling. That's why DB was so important, Iceman, because he was the music traveling with us. He had the whole studio on him. So if I could spit, if we out on the block trying to get some money or just hanging out, chilling, whatever, vibing, and I just got something on my head that I could just spit, I got the music with me already. That's all I needed. We not recording or nothing. We doing it live. It ain't no double takes or nothing. It's like whatever you really feel, and let's see if you can hit with that, like with no planning. Because freestyle is actually the same thing you write, and you just taking more time to think about it.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same thoughts initially. It's just some people's minds might connect faster than others. Not saying that it's really no difference between them, because the person that figure out later, he might do more meditation and more focus on it, and like might actually sound better than you thought, and the other person might seem like kind of rushed. But sometimes when that person do it, he gonna shine at that time, because we were just talking about times.
Yeah.
All of us on borrowed time from whatever you consider God within you. We on borrowed time for that. So I feel like I gotta pass down whatever assets, knowledge, wisdom that I might have as far as about the music and how I felt about it, and pass it to my boys because they could have done anything they wanted to do. They didn't have to do music.
No,
I never forced them to do music.
Right.
I feel like it with music, it found them like it found me. Like I didn't go really looking for it. It just came and tapped me on the shoulder, like just ride with me.
No doubt, no doubt. I feel that. Speaking of that, man, let's say just go back in your mind. Who was one of the people that you actually battled, man? That you might have took not saying you took thought to write your rhymes or to think of a rhyme, but just somebody that you knew a battle was coming and you was thinking like, okay, this is the one where I gotta, this can't be no ripples in this.
Yeah, it was a guy. His name was Cody, old school rapper out of New York, way back. I was saying in the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah.
And he used to hang like all around Warren. Like he'd be at the parties or whatever, doing his thing on the mic, whatever. And we knew he wasn't from here, his dialect and the way he spit it and all this and that. And
super nice.
he was real slick with it. Everything we seen on TV or heard on the radio, he was a big byproduct of that. Then he could always say, "Well, I'm from out that way. I'm from New York." And
commercialized.
But Warren, right? See, but Warren niggas, we don't care where you from. Like we'll give it to you like. A nigga can die out in Southington or Champion, or now it's like you can die in California, New York. It doesn't. Life gonna take place wherever you at. Like Rakim used to say, it ain't where you from, is where you at. Cause a nigga could come down here and be like, well, I'm from Colombia or Cali or Texas, but niggas gonna be like, well, this ain't that.
Don't make no difference now. Yeah.
Right. Do you got that all in your back pocket? You got that whole state with you right now? Well, that don't mean shit.
Right, you got to adapt. You got to be able to adapt.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
You know what? And you know what? I don't want to segue off of what we're doing, man, but I feel like that's a good point, man, to bring up the fact of, the rappers that travel in other states and travel in other cities, get robbed, killed, and other things like that.
Right.
I mean, it's like you have, like you said, you got to do what the Romans do, man.
Like E40 used to say, go do that shit where they love you at. You going somewhere where they don't fuck with you at all, but you looking for that same love like you got at home.
Right. And
like
if they're telling you, like, look, come into our town, we want to know first.
Right.
You're gonna have to respect that and let people know. You can't just say, oh, screw that, I'm this and I'm that. And even if you do have security, one thing, look, security will break up some shit. They might even do a few other things, but they're not gonna stand in the way of no bullets. This ain't the Secret Service. You are not the president. Okay, they trying to go home to their kids just like you.
Right.
They walking around praying, don't nothing happen either. Trust me. You know what I mean? So you can't rely on any of that. You know what I mean? But so you check in with the right people and you let people know what's going on, so they can just keep you away from certain spots. Maybe if PNB Rock would have made that call and they would have told him like, hey, don't go to that Roscoe's. But instead he said he would never check in.
Or maybe Quavo and them just thinking they was inside of a casino or something, shooting dice at a real table, and nobody's just shooting out in there.
Right. See, with Quavo, I feel like a little different because you was expecting Jay Prince and them to protect you. You're with the mob ties. Ain't nothing supposed to happen if you would rap a lot.
Nothing.
You know that. So that just tells you it was an inside job, and they already proven that it was. It was Jay Prince's right-hand man who did the shot take off.
He chainly looking at it like, I'm gonna let my son go ahead and control whatever it's gonna be. Some niggas coming from out of town, whatever, and and I ain't gonna hold it back from it, but he really could have put the word in his son, like, make sure y'all right.
Yeah.
That's how niggas do it.
That's how it was supposed to have been.
Right. And niggas really solid and I'm coming somewhere, nigga, and it ain't right, nigga. I'm gonna tell you what, I might as well try to give it to all of y'all. If you acting just like them niggas when I get there, I might as well feel the same way about you.
Right. When we go to Columbus, we check in with our people. We know we got a place to stay. We know we got somewhere to eat. We know we got somewhere to do all this and do our business without having any interruptions.
It's just like a sports team. It's just like a sports team. You on the road. The fans don't like you. Yeah. You a visitor. What the fuck is you right?
I don't look at
what is you acting like? You gonna have some of your people that right.
Look at it as being soft for checking.
You gonna have people that support your team.
Why aren't you calling anyone if you're going to a town where you know people? You're not calling them. You're not letting them know, hey, I'm about to touch down. You're just moving around by yourself. Hey, I'll just bump into them if I see him. No, to me, that's ridiculous, But I wasn't even thinking, man, the point, to get off of that, man. But rest in peace, Takeoff, man, and every rapper that's done lost his life for wrong reasons. Pop Smoke, Nipsey, everybody. You know what I mean? But if we want to look back in time, it might not have been as publicized or put out there as it is today, but plenty of rappers was getting these same things happening to them in the streets. Plenty of rappers back in the day were still playing the rapper and in the hood and was paying the consequences for it. Rest in peace, Big L. Rest in peace, E Money Bags. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rest in peace, Freaky Ty from the Lost Boys. You know what I'm saying?
There was a lot of
but yeah, you get what I'm saying. It been around. You know what I mean?
Now this is what I be thinking. The aspect of when you get money illegally, you ain't never comfortable.
No.
So what make you go shoot motherfucking dice and get comfortable? When you look like that target, you ain't the same dude hang with everybody in the hood. Y'all on the same level trying to come up.
Yeah.
You look like a mere target now, nigga. You got the biggest bag probably out there. You the richest nigga at the dice game.
Yeah.
So
that's my thing. My thing is this. Why we working so hard to make all this money just to go back and be around the same shit that we was fucking sick of? Yeah. I'm not gonna be doing that no more. I'm not gonna get $1 million check and I'm not gonna be over. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be at the hookah spot. I'm not be over here at the local hookah where you used to see.
Even Biggie said, man. Even Biggie said, I can't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that.
Even Biggie said, once I got some money, Biggie Small said, once he got some paper, man, that he can't go back to how it used to be.
You can't save.
You can't go back, man. How you gonna go back to your hood?
Listen.
And everybody broke, and you the only one that got some money.
In my mind, the way you go back is through your team. If you get the bag, you use your team to work through the community. You know what I'm saying? You start hiring people that you grew up with and things like that we about to open up this place.
You feed the pride.
We pay them to work there. You don't need to be the one standing outside. Yeah, I own all
you
this.
Feed the pride. Just like the plug gotta feed the pride. The plug gotta feed the motherfucking lions around him.
That's right.
If he want them to hunt and do this and that, if they don't get fed, they'll hook up and attack you. Just like that, just like some wildlife shit. You gotta feed the pride. If I'm the one that blow up, I help everybody else open the door and give them the stuff that they need to make them shine. Exactly. And then we all rise up like one light together. You know what I'm saying?
Even and speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, man. With any of the music you got coming and anything you got going on, we know you like to, you and Iceman get together and do a lot of great work. Anybody else, or is there anyone else Kardiac's interested in working with, already has worked with, you know what I mean? Or just on any level, it could be R&B, hip hop, on any level of it, musicians, anything. What's Kardiac on the lookout for right now, man, as far as collaborations?
I'm thinking, man, like possibly all the guys I interacted with some kind of way, and it might have been some time since I seen them. I really always wanted to do something with Iceberg. I need to do something new with Mr. Earth. I need to do something with him. Shady too, man. Shady ain't dropped that one. I want to touch down with everybody from my spot. That's down in my spot. I want to do a track with all the ones that is hot. J5, all the hungry ones out there, the ones that were so hungry to where you can still feel the hunger in them now, years later. And then you got them cats that make songs and you don't hear them 3 months from now. Yeah. It's a difference. Right. What is you delivering? What is you talking about? What is your motivation? Yeah. What is making you? I felt like if I can't be hungry enough to make the next song better than my last one, then this wasn't for me.
That's right. I know that's right, man. Hey, and you ever thought about doing like an unplugged, man, with like a live band behind you? Because the way that freestyle went, man, I can imagine what the songs would be like if you actually had because if you notice, we did the video at the African American Fest and Corey Cobb's son, and then they had a whole band.
Right.
Shout out to
the band effect, man. It was something like that I learned in the early days from being around DB Iceman. Because like I said in the first interview, his people had the bands going, the instruments, and we used to listen to them play and whatever, banging that bass and all that stuff that really matter in the music. From back in them funk days, them 70s and 80s. Most of the funk groups, make no mistake about that, they from Ohio. So a lot of that music that they grew up to, banging to out in Cali and places in other cities like that where they use the funk music, a lot of those dudes are from around here, different parts of Ohio. So actually, that was our original soundtrack we just now getting a chance to put something behind it and rep that, you know, and say something to it. But one generation can always be greater than the last,
That's a fact.
you know.
That's a fact, man. And you know what I wanted to ask you, man. Do you feel like right now that being a rapper is the most dangerous job in entertainment, or do you feel like the people that they let in to hip hop made it dangerous, or do you feel like it's always been a dangerous job?
In the words, oh dude, what's his name? Mo3. Everybody ain't your friend. That was just like more of a statement than it was a song. Like when I heard him say that, it's like just like something that one of your homies would tell you on the phone or your relative, you know.
Right, right.
Everybody ain't your damn friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not rolling with or hanging with everybody like they're that kind of friend. Like you have to really just only feel that way about people close to you. And true enough, when they stab you in the back or try to get you, it do be the people close to you sometimes, but at least you would know more than somebody just like acting like they cool with you. That could be years of faking. We could fake a whole bunch of years acting like we cool and we ain't. Or we can get it out right now to where we know exactly where we stand. Nobody in this city can accuse me of being a fake friend because either I fuck with you or I don't. I'm not the type of dude that'll come around y'all to be like, well, I'm just around y'all, you know, hey, what's going on? Nah, fuck that. It is what it is, like what it was. You know what I mean? Where we at? What we talking about? You
That's me
know?
too, man. Like if I love you, I'm trying to find ways for you to win too.
Right.
I'm trying to bring you in on all kind of ideas, all kind of crazy shit, just to try to make something shake. You know what I mean? And that's really what it's all about. You know what I mean? But it's like I just feel like the way they changed up the sound and the people they decided to sign, they wanted you to actually be the real thing, man. I feel like that's what made being a rapper dangerous because none of these dudes, everybody's 50-50. You can't be 50-50.
Right.
You know, with 50 Cent, 50 Cent is a great example. He went through everything, shot. We all know what he did in the streets. We all know everything that happened to him when he got signed by Dr. Dre.
Oh, let me say one more thing. I forgot to say.
Behind him to where what I'm saying is,
right.
If anybody should have had any type of investigation or any shootings or anything after that, it should have been 50 Cent. Because we knew he was real in the streets. These guys we see now, it's all Instagram and you said this and I'm going live, I'm pulling up on you and people getting shot. Then afterwards, the dudes that go to jail, they want to tell on everything because it wasn't real to them because it all happened over their phone.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? No face-to-face altercations at all. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't feel the same energy. If you mad at someone face to face, it's different than if you're just screaming at them over the video.
I'm just thinking about two great guys.
Social media desensitized violence anyway, so it's like it's so easy.
It entertains us. It's our entertainment now. World Star, Hip Hop, all these channels and platforms. Yeah, now you see somebody getting jumped, or even with this thing with Takeoff, man. Shout out to Gilly. He said the first thing on y'all mind before you even call 911 is let me record this.
Right. Yeah, man, I want to work.
Everybody record it. No one calling 911.
Yeah, niggas want to promote that shit.
Took pictures and called 911 because she took some of the most crucial pictures to really see who was who. But she did at least call emergency to get some help for the man. You know what I mean? It's like before y'all call for help, y'all get a video so you have a post. It's ridiculous, man.
Clout chasing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And I want to say what's up. I just want to say what up about two other cool guys. Those guys are really great.
Yeah.
That Contact and that Doja.
Yeah, definitely.
Those guys are ahead of their time and they really gonna have something to really offer, you know, to this world. The Lacer, them boys right there. And when DB first
check out his movies on Amazon.
Cracked the egg with them guys, man, it was always special from day one. And I always seen the elevation when they came out, when they dropped that Underworld album. Yeah. That was elevation for all of us in the whole city. So let's send a shout out to them right now. Big facts. I want to do something with old Corey Cobb.
Shout out to Infamous Cobb.
Yeah.
Soon on the platform. We got him for the next joint.
Yeah. I want to get down with I want to get down with the mafia, man. You know.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got a question. I didn't get to ask you this in the last interview, man. I really wanted to know, man. I mean, if it's something you don't want to speak on, if it was something, deeper than music, if it was more than music, you don't have to answer. But did you have any type of, at that time, being one of the pioneers at that time, did you or did you choose not to have any collaborations with the first record label in the town, High Powered Productions with the great legendary Lance Poe free LP till it's backwards.
No, actually, everything was a go. He texted me a couple of days ago, and he said I was telling him it was just a misunderstanding with me and Iceberg. I technically was saying,
Back then, I'm saying
yeah,
back then,
yeah,
I'm saying back then when High Power Productions was out, when Iceberg was putting out Tip of the Bird,
right.
when Mr. Doja was just Mr. Doja, before he joined the underworld. You know what I mean? Like
It was just an opinion thing. I just said I thought the greatest song on the whole album was "The Young and the Ruthless." You
a
know,
legendary song
the
from
one
the
with
time.
the one with the
Legendary
underworld.
song from the time. All right.
You know,
Legendary.
Crystal singing. You know,
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
of the
we
first
all got our
legendary tracks.
opinions.
Yeah, that's all it was. So it wasn't like I wasn't saying. You know, I think me and him cause we got this thing because we went to high school together. We'll say real things to each other, but we'll put a little joke in it somewhere.
So
But
you're saying,
it'll still be real.
saying that y'all couldn't be label mates. You just felt like you couldn't be a label mate with certain people that was on the label at the time. Really, that's all.
Niggas just felt that way about me. Like I'm the nigga that got locked out of studios, and if I'm a clown, then that's supposed to be the nigga you let in. Okay, let's let him in, a clown. But no, it was another type of war. They was like, if they let me in on a track, I'll probably take the motherfucker over.
Right.
But I was always thinking we were still friends, and we were just doing this for fun. But when somebody know you're gonna be bigger than them or might be bigger than them, they only gonna help you so much.
Yes. Yeah.
I learned that in life too.
That's very true. That's very true. Because I was just wondering, why at that time there weren't really any collaborations with Kardic and anybody from High Power at the time. You know what I mean? So then once the Underworld and things started to drop, did you do anything?
I actually got a song. I mean, Detonator was my idea from Iceberg's first album that he did. What the first High Power album.
Yeah.
You know, Detonator was a song and a hook that I wrote, and Berg liked it. So I said, go ahead and put a verse to it. You know, and just like even with the Mr. Herb album, DB did mostly all the production, and I was on probably like 3 or 4 tracks. But I just felt like we were just building. I didn't expect nothing from it ain't a nigga in this city you can say I ever asked for a handout on nothing. I always came with my own mixtapes, my own music, freestyle, whether it was recorded or whatever, and push mine on the block like I was pushing that sack because you gotta invest in yourself.
You do.
And you know what I mean? And before you do anything else. So that's all it was with me. And I was like, but now it's our turn. And it's like, if anybody, when it's somebody's turn, just like when teams win the championship or when they win the Super Bowl, everybody get it.
Right.
If you get in the way, you're going to get it because it's our time. If it ain't our time, you might come out on top. But I just feel like right now, we got our younger seedlings up under us too. They coming up strong, but we stand on the top of it just to monitor everything. Like with my sons, I'm gonna let them do it that way, whatever way they want. But they're not really generally, I would say, street guys, because I didn't want them to have the mentality of just a street guy to where you just out here going through that. I just wanted them to look at things in a different visual, to where we could come up and this could just be a part of the stuff that we do that's successful. You ain't got to be just locked into it where you out here trying to do 10 things wrong and one thing right. It ain't gonna never happen.
Speaking of your son, is you trying to play a bigger role in their involvement in the industry to where it has seeing that some of the things that might have went wrong for you, you making sure it don't go wrong for them, and that on that aspect, I'm thinking as far as like do you really want that for them? Them to be a part of this game to where the industry is what it is now, or?
I just want them to be in control of their own destiny, the same way that the record company would when they turn around and charge you all this interest and talking about what you owe them if the album don't do nothing, if it flop. They're gonna say they paid for everything. So gamble on yourself and you pay for most of that shit yourself. And then if it go wrong, you the only one that gotta deal with it. You could try it again, but you won't feel like you in the red with somebody else.
Right. You know what? And that's a great input by Mr. Uwe, man. I'm gonna segue right from that actually, man. And I'm gonna ask you, from your generation to your son's generation, do you feel like with the outlets and the platforms that we have today, do you feel like it's easier to achieve the dream of a rapper with the outlets and the phones and the, you know, and the tools that they have now? You know, do you feel like it's easier to get on, or do you feel like it's more saturated to where it's harder to get on?
Yeah,
Because now there's a gazillion of them doing it.
I was
Well,
about to say, yeah, like it's so many of them. Is it easier or harder? I like that
I
question.
think it's actually based on who sell themselves out the most. Because the only way you're gonna be different from a crowd is you gotta be the wildest motherfucker in that crowd talking about whatever you talking about that gets all the attention. Cause nowadays it's not based on record sales, it's based on the views. You know, and it's
Streams.
these motherfuckers probably never went platinum, but they went platinum visual wise.
Yeah.
So they getting deals for that now because it's always you know, it's always business. You don't mix business ever with personal, or
Yes.
it's gonna crash out on you. Sort of like you stay locked on that business side of it. See, motherfuckers around here, they got everything, but we a few cats short on the business.
That's right.
Because a lot of them dudes
Too much
on
talent, too much,
right.
In this case, we got too many Indians and not enough Chiefs.
A lot of them dudes online, man, that where they coming up lightweight because they might have more they may have more business sense than they do actual talent.
Yeah, you know
But
what?
but
And I
they
want to shout out. I don't want to cut you off. I apologize,
right.
man. But you know what? Just for you saying that, I want to shout out to everybody that's been pushing their platforms and pushing their music. Cuz Poe, you know, a few of our brothers that's been really pushing their music. You know what I mean? Because these are all organic numbers. We're not paying for no views like these people say. We're not putting no stream farms up where you got 12 phones playing the same video all night. You know what I'm saying? Because remember Justin Bieber, shout out to Bieber, but he told everybody, put my song on repeat on Spotify, let it play all night. You know what I'm saying? And DJ Khaled did the same thing. He told everybody on this Snapchat, just put this on repeat, play it all day. You know, it's like, no, let me play it all day because I like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what I'm saying is we organic with everything, organic with the views, organic with the interviews, organic with the people and the artists. And I like to call them creators because we all fall under the umbrella of creators. You know what I'm saying? Whether you hip hop, visual, editing, you know, poetry, whatever you do, it falls up under the creator umbrella, man. You know what I mean? And we're here to support them through the whole situation. You know what I mean? And another big question that he was asking me last time before I forget, so they don't ask me in the comments again, man. Okay, so is it when it comes to Kardic, is it strictly battle, bite your head off? You know what I'm saying? Lyrical miracle, or when they tap into these records, or when they tap into your YouTube channel, is we getting some party records, something with your lady friend, you know? Is it versatile, or is it more or less like, at the gym, we working out to this,
I just talk about more like I talk about more like realism stuff. Like I'm sharing a song right now called "No More Tears," and that's I just feel like I like to relate to something that everybody went through, or almost everybody. We all cried tears over something, so maybe you hear something on the song, you can relate to me some kind of way through it. Like I think I know what he mean on that part.
Some more reality based experiences, personal experiences.
Yeah. See, battle style more or less like.
That's what we know you, man. Come on, look. This is like look. Okay, let me tell you. Hollywood Hogan can't just ring the bell and just walk around and be like, "Hey, I'm about to go do a movie called The Nanny" or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go over the movies and hold on to the belt. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was on. I mean the street.
Who you giving it to? Who you passing the torch to, man? Who out here battling that's holding it down, holding the crown? I say personally, this is an exclusive on iGod TV. Game Changers, my exclusive. Crash Stubbs. Shout out to my man Crash Stubbs. Demolishing all around from here to Youngstown to Texas, everywhere.
You gotta make a name for whatever you're doing.
We want to get you on the show, family, man, so we can let them know how it go, man. Or send me some clips so I can make a little something, put it together for you, fam. But we're gonna have to pass the torch on, man. We gotta give somebody the battle crowd, man, because obviously they don't want it with you no more. And look, one last question: do you feel like
I'm just like the old coach, man.
but do you feel like at the end of the day, winning all these battles might have been some of the reason why you couldn't get those collaborations, or you didn't get totally welcomed into the label from everybody when they was bringing it together? You know what I mean? Because yeah.
No, I mean we sat around in the studio with.
People will say, hey, when they take a defeat, they gather up and say, hey, we're gonna do our own thing over here. You know, necessarily. I'm just saying.
Me and DB and them, we sat in the studio with Iceberg and them or around Underworld now. I'm just saying. Well, I'm just saying, just watching them, watching them elevate they shit. Like we talking about everybody got their time. So it wasn't like I wasn't connected with them. It was just like they were just trying to get their shit off.
Right.
And we might just have been present, when they was doing it. That's all it was. It wasn't like we would never work together. I would work with them today like I would have 20 years ago. It's nothing because if music is real, it always just elevates.
That's like when Tupac in the studio, Warren G, they in the studio. You know what I'm saying? He might not have did a song with him, but yeah, I'm part of the camp.
Right.
After that, anytime said, hey, I like that one.
You camped out, you in there somewhere. That's all it was. It ain't like I wouldn't do it with him right now, where they could be like, well, he's not capable of doing it right now. I rip the fucking shit right now, probably better than I ever did. But I make song formats too. Like I was the first one to start making songs around here. It wasn't just freestyling battles. Freestyling battles was designed for people that thought they were just gonna walk up to me and say anything to me to where the crowd was gonna be like, ooh, and it was gonna stop right there.
I want to keep it real with you.
Nah, nigga, you ain't going nowhere. Hold on for a minute. My turn.
When I started, I dabbled a little bit on the industry trying to rap and all that flow. I ain't gonna even lie. He was my idol. Far as when I was coming up, and I knew around town who could spit. I couldn't run into him. I want you to come on the side just so I can get his unbiased opinion. And I'm the little nigga, so I know he's static. To me, he already let there static. He got static.
And much love to the Last, because he always let me know if I said something tight. If I said something tight around Last and it was tight, he was like, damn, oh, you did that. I used to call him King. I'm the one that gave him the nickname King's Son. You know what I mean? The old rapper from way back, King's Son.
The whole reason we doing this.
You know?
Shout out to the God. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I mean? You know?
Much love to all the people that we just lost too.
Oh, man.
Everybody that lost somebody in their family, a close friend or whatever. And much love. God be with all the incarcerated scar faces, all the niggas that's cool, but they might be locked down just for a minute out of the way. But it's like when you go to jail, people forget about you. They forget about you, nigga. Think about me, nigga, in there like you do. I mean, you can come in there, you can get on a cell phone now, which ain't too bad to where you can still talk to niggas, but people need that support, man. Go ahead and pay that man a couple of dollars or something, man. If you're helping buy something out here that really wasn't all that important, send a nigga some that survival kit, man.
Yeah,
kite that bread, man, and quit playing, man. I was in there with lifers and I told them, I said, look, I'm gonna go out here and do this shit for y'all, bro. Some of them may never come home, but they still human lives in there. They locked up, they're still people.
Oh, but I forgot.
Then you wonder why a lot of people come home and they get right back to what they used to do because inside they felt like they had nobody. So they feel like when I come home, I got to get right back to it.
I'm still solo.
Nobody have nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody, man. We all know how this matrix works, and we all know.
Tell Dub to hurry up so he can get in the video.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to say, man, we went over the collaborations. So what's on the social medias, man? So what's the YouTube where we can find it, man, where we can tap into the songs when you upload them and everybody can subscribe and hit the alerts.
I have my son do most of my technical stuff.
Is it Kardic or?
Yes, it's under Kardic. It's gonna be under Kardic arrested. What's the one site he got me on? Some kind of sites.
Reverb Nation.
It's a Reverb Nation. I got like technically a whole album on there. Like when I've been running in and out of them countdowns for like the last few years, just to see where my music was at, far as people listening to it. So I've been monitoring myself like that, on the under,
Right.
And where everybody wasn't hearing it, but then every now and then you see I share something, and you will be like, well, the person you thought did this production didn't. You didn't even know I was working on something. You bam, I'ma come like that with it, cause it's just people give you credit and flowers and all that, man. But I just always thought that rapping, the difference between rapping and an MC is an MC tell you something you really need to know, and he ain't out there clout chasing, and he ain't out there acting like nigga, this so much better than what y'all doing. Cause at the end of the day, whether I'm Kanye or Kyrie, why you want to try me? It's the color of this SKIN right here. You want to defy me, fly me, beat me down, cuff me, kick me, flip me, and then still want me to be around without a frown. Sometimes I'm down. Sometimes I feel like I'm a king, but then they try to take my crown when I come and make my rounds. I flip it like this when I run up on your block and I just take your town, shake that shit down. The Cartier rest, I bless the whole chest. Ultramagnetic, the best finesse that you would ever flex. You better grab your automatics because you feel this havoc. It's your body back, drastic. It doesn't matter because it's dramatic. I feel like I'm in the attic of the stages of the rages. It's outrageous when I bust out of cages. You don't know what the age is. It's amazing, like the grace and the Christ, and it's nice, like I sacrificed his life just to be with Christ. But I feel like I can connive, I can thrive, I can feel like I'm alive when I'm walking dead amongst a bunch of the young thugs that's crocking lead. They gonna rock it till they rocking dead. You gonna know that it's banging because you gonna see them just rocking heads. Damn, I got caught with lead. I'ma go back on felonious, the boniest that ever said the two quotes. It was just two notes. If you mess up with this Glock, nigga, you float down the stream. Don't put down your dreams. You gotta represent something and keep it on the scene. Dub City, don't fuck with me. Come with me. I got my thugs with me. You better let the slugs get me because when I come in, ain't no love and they coming to get me. So they're like the popo, they're loco from the east to the west. When we go out the south, when we headed to the White Town, where niggas will make you lie down. Don't cry now. This is how we do it when we fly around from block to block like a red eye. Infrared, the night, your dead die. The dead even lived at one time and then they passed away. But then I grab this gat and then I blast today until tomorrow. The sorrow is something you never follow. Niggas want to hear my style and come to borrow, but you can't follow the inventor, tormentor, the one that break your whole denture. You better find the way I finish ya, diminish your nigga, scramble. It's a scramble like my quarterback Tom Brady. Nigga, he gonna drop 80 on the pass and blast and then sacrifice the lady for his wife, for his life. Nigga, look how they doing Kanye. They want to change his shit into some Nikes. Nigga, when I feel like my life is trife, I'm running around the streets and Kyrie, nigga, look, he like fuck his wife. Nigga, he doing all he can to hold the knife and cut his wrist for some shit that he believed in. He only shared a tweet, but now they trying to put him and beat him down in the streets. But what about that little quarterback that stole the welfare fund? Nobody had nothing to say to son. I guess it's done. I guess he won what he won on the run. And this is how that Dub City come. I got the love with me, leave you numb. And then I succumbed, then I resurrect. My body was sort of numb like a coma, smell the aroma, sort of like a soma. Pop it in your back and react like Cardiac is on you. 2023.
Bars.
The great Kardic,
Off the
Mr. Steel wants all the smoke. All right, leaving embalming fluid.
And oh yeah, I didn't write none of that.
No, we know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
y'all.
I'll probably never say it again.
So he gave it to us with the beat, gave it to us a cappella, man, just to let y'all know it's solidified, man. Y'all look out for his sons, man.
It's our turn, baby.
Look out for Cardiac, man.
Dub City, look out for us. It's our turn.
All platforms, Cardiac on all platforms. I put it down at the bottom of the screen for y'all to check out.
Take over, nigga.
Make sure y'all liking and sharing this just like y'all did last time. Let's make this one go crazy. Great interview with the legend.
Come and hear the real story.
Yeah, give us a little something, man, before we get up out of here, man.
Much love, baby. Much love.
Coming soon.
Push it viral. Push it viral. I got worldwide, baby.
Let's do it. Peace.